8s, good morning grade 8s. Today we are back, and remember on Friday I gave you quadrilaterals to study. Juffrou het vir julle Vrydag vierhoeke gaan gee om te gaan bestudeer. Dit is die eienskappe van vierhoeke wat ons moet ken. Soos byvoorbeeld my parallelogram, my reghoek, my vierkant, my ruit, my vleer en my trapezium. That's 6 quadrilaterals properties you must know by heart. And if you know that very well, then we can apply that knowledge to doing sums with quadrilaterals. So ons gaan nou daardie kennis van ons vierhoeke gebruik en dit toepas op meetkunde sommetjies. Kom ons gaan kyk na 4, eers net hierdie 2. Juffrou sê vir jou, hierdie vierhoek ABCD is 'n parallelogram. I tell you that this quadrilateral ABCD is a parallelogram. And because I tell you it's a parallelogram, you must now apply your knowledge of parallelograms on this sum. Jy moet nou al jou kennis wat jy het van 'n parallelogram gebruik om hierdie X en Y se waardes vir juffrou te kry. Nou onthou, X en Y is angles, dit is hoekies. En wat weet ek van die oorstaande hoeke van 'n parallelogram? Ek weet dat die oorstaande hoekies van 'n parallelogram is gelyk aan mekaar. Dis een van die eienskappe van 'n parallelogram. So ek kan gaan and I can work with colored pens. Dis baie goed om vir jou kleurpenne te koop vir meetkunde. You can work with it and you can draw the sketch in your textbook and you can mark those two as equal, want jy ken dit mos. En jy kan hierdie tweeetjies gaan merk as gelyk. Kyk, so jy gaan eers te skryf. Draw a line in your textbook. So you make a statement on the left hand side en jy gee 'n rede aan die regterkant. So ons gaan sê Y is gelyk aan 125 grade. Want jy ken dit mos en jou rede gaan wees oorstaande hoeke van 'n parallelogram. That's your reason. Okay? You know this well. Y equals 125 degrees and your reason is opposite angles of a parallelogram. And you can write it this way. Very easy. So, X equals 55 degrees. X is 55 grade en jou rede gaan weer wees oorstaande hoeke van 'n parallelogram. Baie maklik, maar ons moet meetkunde mooi netjies formeel skryf, then you'll get your marks. If you write it neat and formal, you will get your marks. Let's look at this guy. Let's just quickly make sure what they've given us in this sketch. Kom ons maak 100% seker. Wat het hulle vir ons gegee in die skets? Hulle sê, PQRS is weer 'n parallelogram. That's very important knowledge. PQRS is again a parallelogram, and then they also say that PQ equals PT equals QT equals TR. And that can be seen in the sketch because it's marked. With that little marks, it's marked equal. Hulle sê, PQ is gelyk aan QT is gelyk aan PT is gelyk aan TR. Hulle is almal 6 cm, want dit is gemerk in my skets. Baie belangrik. En dan's die vraag, bereken met redes die lengte van die sye van PQRS. So hulle wil weet, hoe lank is PS, hoe lank is PQ, hoe lank is QR en hoe lank is RS. The question is, determine the length of the sides of parallelogram PQRS. So let's start with QP. QP, we know, equals 6 centimeters. That equals 6, that equals 6, and you can write it in because it's mos given. Jy kan alles gaan inskryf want dit is mos vir jou gegee. So jy kan gaan sê QP is 6 cm en onthou jou rede, dit is gegee. It's given. So you can go and write there QR equals 6 plus 6 gives me 12 centimeters. Hoekom is dit 12 centimeter? Want dit is gegee. It's mos given. You can see it over there. It's given. Now, we go to the properties of a parallelogram. Nou gaan ons na ons leerwerk van 'n parallelogram. Ek weet dat QP gelyk is aan SR. QP is gelyk aan SR. En dit is ook gelyk aan 6 cm. Hoekom weet ek dit? My leerwerk. Oorstaande sye van 'n parallelogram. I know that. It's learning work. I know that opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. So kom ons gaan kyk. Daarom weet ek ook that QR equals PS. QR equals PS equals 12 centimeters. Why? Weer die presies dieselfde. Opposite sides of a parallelogram. That's my reason. I know my learning work. So geometry is very easy. Kom ons doen nog 2 voorbeelde, graad 8s en dan gaan julle lekker meetkunde oefen. You gotta practice geometry and if you know your properties of geometry, it's so very, very easy. You must just practice to write geometry correctly. Okay, let's start with number 3. Now, while I'm drawing it, I'm going to tell you what's happening over here. Ons het hierso 'n reghoek. This is a rectangle. Okay, can you see the rectangle? And the angle D equals x plus y. Hoekie nommer D is gelyk aan x plus y. Hulle sê calculate the values of x if x equals y. Hulle sê x is gelyk aan y. So hulle vra, bepaal die waarde van x as x en y gelyk is. Okay, let's look at number 4. This is a kite. Played with that when we were younger. Ek is seker julle het ook al almal met kites gevlieg. Julle ken 'n kite. Goed, ons ken ook sy eienskappe. We've studied a kite's properties. Angle C is 30 degrees. D is 125 degrees. That one is equal to x. That's 6 centimeters and that longer side is 8 centimeters. So they say that's a kite. Calculate the length of the unknown sides and the size of the angle x. Okay, very easy because we know our work. Let's go to this one. We know that x equals y. So, if x equals y, so we can start there. If x equals y, as x gelyk is aan y, dan's x plus y mos eintlik gelyk aan x plus x. Stem julle saam met juffrou? As x en y dieselfde is, dan's x plus y mos eintlik x plus x en dis gelyk aan 2x. Dis is mos so. As x en y gelyk is, dan's daai ook mos x. So dis x plus x. If x equals y, then x plus y is actually 2x. So I know, because it's a rectangle, the angles, the interior angles are all equal to 90 degrees. Therefore, that's a therefore sign in mathematics. Daarom is 2x gelyk aan 90 grade. Hoekom sê juffrou 2x equals 90 degrees? Because that is interior angles of a rectangle. Binnehoeke van 'n reghoek is mos 90 grade. So nou wil ek vir x alleen kry. So as ek hierdie ouetjie is vas aan die x met 'n maal. Remember that in the algebra? It's attached with a multiplication. If you take it to the other side of the equals to, it becomes a division. En daarom is x gelyk aan 45 grade. En daar het ek die vraag beantwoord. Baie maklik. If you know your work. Kom ons gaan gee eers al die sytjies. AD is gelyk aan 6 cm. AD is 6 cm. Hoe weet ek dit? Want dit is die kort sye van 'n vleer. The short sides of a kite. You know it. So, CD is equal to 8 centimeters. Hoekom? The long sides of a kite. Jy ken dit, dit is jou redes. Dit is jou eienskappe van jou vleer. You know that. Long sides of your kite. Okay, now we've answered that and that. Now we're going to work out the value of x. Good. This guy equals 30 degrees. That guy equals 125 degrees. B, hoek B, moet ook gelyk wees aan 125 grade. Hoekom is hy gelyk aan 125 grade? Want dit is oorstaande hoeke van my vleer. It's opposite angles of my kite. Remember, these two are not equal. Want dis die eienskappe van my vleer. Dis hierdie tweeetjies, die horisontale hoeke. Only these two are equal. That's a property of my kite. So now, how big is that one? One of the properties of a quadrilateral is if you add up all the interior angles, it gives you 360 degrees. Baie belangrik en julle moet dit onthou, graad 8. As ek die binnehoeke van enige vierhoek bymekaar tel, kry ek 360 grade. Kyk byvoorbeeld hier, 90 plus 90 plus 90 plus 90 gee vir my 360 grade. So, if I add that and that and that and that, it must also equal 360 degrees. So kom ons gaan skryf dit. A plus B plus C plus D is 360 grade. Why that? Interior angles of a quadrilateral. Quadrilateral. Okay, in Afrikaans, binnehoeke van 'n vierhoek. Nou kan ons gaan insit. A is x. Ons soek vir x. B, het ons klaar gesê, is 125 grade. C ook. Nee, C is 30 grade. En D is 125 grade. And that must add up to 360 degrees. So, we're going to substitute. A equals x, B equals 125, C equals 30, and B equals also 125. Now, to get the value of x, we take the 360, we minus 125, 125, and 30 if you take it to the other side of the equals to. Onthou, as ons hierdie plusse na die ander kant van die is-gelykant toe vat, dan word hulle minusse. So ek het 360 minus 125 minus 125 minus 30. So dit gee vir my 180. Kom ons kyk. Is dit so? Nee, dis nie 180 nie. 250. So 110 minus 30 dis gelyk aan 80 grade. 80 degrees, because 360 minus 250 gives me 110, minus 30 gives me 80 degrees. So, 360 minus 125 minus 125 minus 30 gee vir my 80 grade en ek het alles opgelos wat hulle gevra het. Graad 8, kom ons gaan oefen om vierhoeke formeel op te los. Ek sien julle môre.